Black played Queen c4 check. Pause the video to figure out White's next move. King f8. White's idea is to play pawn promotes to queen at g8 and secure a stronghold in the game. Queen e4 was chosen by Black. Rook f7 check. King e6. Rook e7 check. King d5. Pawn promotes to queen at g8 check. Queen e6. White is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. White played pawn promotes to queen at g8. Pause the video to figure out Black's next move. Pawn e2 check. King e1. White is looking to play queen h7 check. King g3. Queen g6 check. King f4. Queen takes g2. King e5. King takes e2. King d6. Rook takes a2 and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook takes g8 was chosen by Black. Rook takes a2. Rook g1 check. King d2. Pawn promotes to queen at e1 check. King d3. Black has a decisive advantage. Let's go to the next game. Black just played King e6. Pause the video and try to find White's next move. Queen a6. Rook b1 check. King g2. White might go for queen takes c8 check and take decisive advantage. Rook c7 played by Black. Queen c4 check. King d6. Queen d3 check. King takes c6. Queen takes b1. On g6. Black's loss is confirmed. Let's go to the next game. Black just played Rook takes b6. Pause the video to find out White's response. Queen f6 check. King h7. On f5. Rook b7. Pawn takes g6 check. King g8. On g7. White is preparing to play queen h6. On f6 check. King g6. Pawn takes e5. Pawn promotes to queen at gx f8 mate and establish a winning position. Rook b3 played by Black. Pawn promotes to queen at gx f8 check. King takes f8. Black has no response. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. On a4. Pause the video to find out White's response. On c6. White is aiming to play on c7 check. King d7. Rook b8. Queen a6 check. King takes a6 and establish a winning position. Queen a8 move preferred by Black. Rook e7. Queen b8 check. King c5. On a3. On c7 check. Queen takes c7 check. Rook takes c7. King e8. White has a strong upper hand. Let's go to the next game. Black played queen takes g4. Pause the video to spot White's next move. On h6. Queen g8. On h7. White wants to play pawn promotes to queen at hx g8 check. King d7. Rook h7. King c6. Queen c8 check. King b6. Rook takes d6 check. King a5. Queen takes a6 mate and secure a stronghold in the game. Queen h8 was chosen by Black. Rook dg1. White's idea is to play rook g8 check. King e7. Rook takes h8 and take decisive advantage. King f8 was chosen by Black. Rook g8 check. Queen takes g8. Pawn promotes to rook at hx g8 check. King takes g8. Black is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. Black played. On h5, pause the video and try to find white's next move. King h4. King h6. Black intends to play rook takes h to mate and establish a winning position. On h3 played by white. White wants to play. On f5. King h7. Queen takes g6 check and establish a winning position. Rook e1 played by black. Queen e7. White is setting up to play. Queen e8. King h7. King g5. Rook e3. Queen takes g6 check and take decisive advantage. Rook fe to move preferred by black. On e5. Rook e4. On d6. White is aiming to play. On d7. Rook d1. On promotes to queen at d8. Rook takes d8. Queen takes d8 and establish a winning position. Rook d1 move preferred by black. Queen d8. White is planning to play queen h8 mate and put immense pressure on the opponent. King h7 played by black. On d7. Rook e d4. On e6. White is preparing to play. Queen f8. Rook e4. On e7. Rook takes d7. On promotes to queen at e8. Rook takes e8. Queen takes e8 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook 1 d3 played by black. On e7. White intends to play pawn promotes to rook at e8 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook takes d7 move preferred by black. Queen takes d7. Rook takes d7. On promotes to queen at e8. White's idea is to play queen takes d7 and dominate the board. Rook d6. White has a decisive advantage. Let's go to the next game. White just played King g2. Pause the video to spot black's next move. On d2. Queen b5 check. King takes g4. Queen e2 check. King h4. Black intends to play rook g7 check. King h2. On promotes to queen at d1. Queen takes e4 check. Queen g4 and increase their advantage significantly. Queen d1 played by white. Rook e6. Black is aiming to play rook g6 check. King f1. Rook c6. King e2. Rook c1 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King h2 move preferred by white. Rook c6. On f3. White wants to play queen g1. King h5. Queen g4 check. King h6. Queen takes d7. Rook c2. King g3 and establish a winning position. Rook c1 move preferred by black. Black wants to play rook takes d1. King g2. Rook e1. King f2. On promotes to queen at d1. King g2. Rook e2 mate and take decisive advantage. Queen e2 was chosen by white. Rook h1 check. King g2. On takes f3 check. Queen takes f3. Rook g1 check. King f2. Rook f1 check. King takes f1. On promotes to queen at d1 check. Queen takes d1. Rook takes d1 check. King e2. Black is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. White played queen takes d6. Pause the video and try to predict black's next move. On e2. Queen c7 check. King h8. Black considers playing. Pawn promotes to queen at e1 check and take decisive advantage. Queen g3 was chosen by white. White wants to play. Queen f2. Rook g8. Queen takes f6 check and seizes the initiative. Rook takes b3 was chosen by black. Queen e1. White considers playing. Queen takes e2 and establish a winning position. Rook b2 was chosen by black. King g1. Rook fb8. Black is planning to play. Rook b1. King f2. Rook takes e1 and gain a significant edge. King h2 move preferred by white. Rook g8. On h4. On h5. King h3. Rook g7. Black might go for. On f5. King h2. On f4. King h1. King g8. Queen c1. Rook g4. Queen e1 and dominate the board. King h2 played by white. King h7. King h3. King g8. On g3. Rook c2. King g2. Rook b7. Black's idea is to play. Rook bb2. King f2. Rook d2. On e5. Rook d1. Queen takes e2. Rook takes e2 check and secure a stronghold in the game. King h3 was chosen by white. King g7. On g4. Rook b3. On takes h5. Rook takes d3 check. King g4. Rook e3. Black is looking to play. Rook takes e4 check and take decisive advantage. King f5 was chosen by white. Rook f3 check. King e6. White is looking to play. Queen g1 check. Rook g3. Queen takes g3 check. King f8. Queen g6. Pawn promotes to queen at e1. Queen f7 mate and dominate the board. King h6 played by black. Queen b1. Rook f1. Black considers playing. Rook takes b1 and dominate the board. Queen takes c2 move preferred by white. Pawn promotes to queen at e1. Black is setting up to play. Rook f2. Queen takes f2. Queen takes f2. King d7. On d3. On e5. On takes e5 and gain a significant edge. Queen g2. White is struggling to keep up. Let's go to the next game. White just played. Queen f4. Pause the video to find out black's response. Rook takes f2 check. Queen takes f2. Rook takes f2 check. King takes f2. On a6. Black might go for. On f6. King f3. King d8. King e4. King c7. King d3. King takes c6 and increase their advantage significantly. King e3 move preferred by white. King e7. King d4. White intends to play. King c5. King d8. King b6. King c8. King takes a6 and seizes the initiative. King d6 move preferred by black. Black is planning to play. On f6. King c4. King takes c6 and gain a significant edge. King e4 move preferred by white. On f6. King d4. On f5. On c7. On e5 check. King c4. White considers playing. Pawn promotes to queen at c8 and establish a winning position. King takes c7 was chosen by black. On b5. On takes b5 check. King takes b5. King d6. King c4. King c6. King c3. King d5. Black might go for King e4. King d2. King f3. King d1. King takes g3 and gain a significant edge. King d3 was chosen by white. King c5. Black wants to play King d5. King e3. King c4. King f3. King d4. On g4. On takes g4 check. King g3. On e4 and take decisive advantage. King d2 was chosen by white. King d4. Black's idea is to play King e4. King e2. King d4. King d2. On e4. King e2. On e3. King f3. King d3 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King e2 move preferred by white. On e4. Black is looking to play on e3. King f3. King d3. King f4. On e2. On g4. On takes g4. King e5. On promotes to queen at e1 check and increase their advantage significantly. King f2 was chosen by white. King d3. Black is setting up to play King d2. On g4. On takes g4 and establish a winning position. King g2 move preferred by white. King e2. Black is preparing to play on e3. King h3. King f3. King h4. On e2. On g4. On takes g4 and seize the initiative. King h3 move preferred by white. King f3. King h4. On e3. Black considers playing on e2. King g5. King e4. On g4. On f4. King f6. On promotes to queen at e1 and dominate the board. King g5 played by white. King e4. Black might go for on e2. King f6. On promotes to queen at e1. On g4. On f4 and increase their advantage significantly. On g4 move preferred by white. On f4. Black wants to play on e2. King h5. On promotes to queen at e1 and secure a stronghold in the game. King f6 played by white. On f3. On g5. On f2. On g6. On promotes to queen at f1 check. King e7 white is on the verge of defeat. Let's go to the next game.